where we last left off, um, your group was escorting Marion to the Shattered Covenant Sanctuary, as it was described, that lies to the north of Dania. You've traveled across the Green Vale, encountering a couple interesting remnants of a time before on your way. Upon getting there, um, you were accosted by a group of old colleagues within the Ledgerman who said that they were going to be bringing you um, in a very uncharacteristic shoot first, ask questions later encounter. You cut them down by various means, up to but not limited, including but not limited to summoning demons, casting spells, shooting people in the face, and then leaving the Iron Golem to fight the aforementioned summoned demons as a seemingly very powerful wizard opened the portal to the sanctuary and beckoned you all within. So, um, as we start, you all step through this portal and find yourself in this beautiful skyscape. You find yourself in what looks to be a town that is just floating in the sky. You see just people all around you that are carrying food. They seem to be. This just looks like a functional town. And looking behind you, you see a series of wooden structures. In the distance, there seems to be like a farm. And you notice there's these little nodes that kind of connect these kind of floating islands. At some places, having like this seemingly illusory water that just flows off the side. And with that, there's kind of a commotion in the center of town as your group, in addition to a bunch of these like soldiers, mercenaries, whatever, begin to step through the portal in the center of town. With that, Marion looks over you all and just says, I know it's a little bit overwhelming. It's certainly changed a lot since I was last here, but welcome to the sanctuary. And she just kind of pauses, allowing you all to look around and just absorb your surroundings. Is anyone looking particularly hurt?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't even have my character sheet open.
Well,
I know. Unprepared, I'm sorry. I was not born ready.
Yeah, with that, some of the soldiers begin to usher you guys towards you see one guy, Charles, just looks you over and just says, hey, how about we get you over to the infirmary, soldier?
Charles holsters his gun and just nods his head.
He goes, nice hat, by the way. And he just starts leading you towards the. You see this beautiful white temple. And as you step through, you step into the precipice of what looks like this chapel, and the inside of this building looks much larger than you would expect from the outside. You see these like marble pews leading down, and this kind of like middle-aged, beautiful, like tiefling cleric that's sitting at this fountain beneath this shrine of some god that definitely is not the founder. And with a few incantations, a brief greeting, anyone who wishes to be is going to be full healed.
Oh shoot.
So you haven't had the chance to take a rest yet, but you will certainly get all your hit points back.
Wow. A lot more people part of this thing than I thought there'd be.
And this is just one cell. There are many more. But we can get into more specifics when you meet with Issa.
What god is this?
As you ask the question to the healer, she just looks up and just says, "Oh, this is the Raven Queen, the matron of fate and death."
Interesting.
If you ever wish to discuss your potential, your destiny, I'd be happy to do a reading for you. And she gestures towards some tarot cards.
I mean, it seems we got a meeting to get to, but I might wander back.
Well, please come back if you ever need my services.
Are we
And
still technically in Verdania?
no, this place is I would refer to it as a demiplane, much of which has been made with cooperation from arcanists from the Shattered Covenant, in addition to some outside consultants, one of whom you may have just met but a moment ago.
Does it float?
Interesting.
I asked the same question, and I'll spare you the answer I got because I didn't fully understand it.
Cool.
Overall,
So-
what I got is don't fall off the sides because although you wouldn't die immediately, the borders of this dimension go far enough out such that it's likely that no one would be able to hear you screaming, and you would just sort of be falling forever until you just sort of died of thirst, or they're not exactly sure what would happen. But wild that they don't have the whole thing sectioned off, because there are children here.
Well, can they cast fly on themselves? The children?
Definitely not.
Oh, unfortunate.
And then Marion just kind of like gives you a bit of a side eye and just says, "Well, I suppose we should go say hi to the boss."
Yeah, I'm feeling better. Hey, tip top.
And with that, you are led into a larger, kind of like to the north side of the courtyard, like a larger, what looks like kind of a town hall area. And as you go inside, you see a bunch of mercenaries like standing over tables. So there's kind of like little groups that have formed, including one particularly like this conglomeration of very different looking individuals. You see like a large Goliath that seems to be wielding this massive stone cleaver. And he's standing next to a halfling and what looks to be a Hangul monk, like a young female, clearly like wearing the like cultural attire of like one of the Hangul soldiers.
Charles' hand hovers over the butt of his gun.
Yeah, the more perceptive in your group might notice that Charles gets real tense. But
Is he staring?
I'd imagine
Oh.
so.
Intensely.
This one's probably a friend, Chuck. It's not. You're
Okay.
far away from the desert.
You're safe here.
I will knock you
It-
out if I have to.
Just
It looks
take
it
some
looks like-
deep breaths.
Charles's gaze has seemed to attract the attention of the huge Goliath that is standing across from the monk. He kind of is holding his cleaver like rested along his back, and he just takes a full step over the table to get a little bit closer to your group, and kind of stands in like a protective stance, like in front of the monk, and just kind of like meets your gaze, Charles, as he kind of like interposes himself between your staring, and he just gives you a look of like, step up if you got a problem.
Just relaxes his hand. Remove, like, away from his holster, but does take a step up to the Goliath. Doesn't say anything, but does, like, step up. Phased by his intimidation tactics.
Okay.
Seemingly.
As you do, you watch as the monk steps out and looks at you. I mean, she's very small. She looks like she's maybe like in her. I mean, it's hard to tell with gnomes, but it looks like she's in her like equivalent to be like in her late 20s, early 30s. And she just looks over you all and just says, "Oh, hello." And just smiles, as I imagine most of her group is like still walking as they're being led. And specifically
What's
like,
that? Nod.
yeah. With that, Charles, do you continue to stare down this Goliath, or are you going with your group?
No, as soon as she makes herself visible around the Goliath, I'm staring at her.
With that, the Goliath speaks up and just goes, "We got a problem, bub."
I mean, people dressed like her killed most of my friends.
Oh boy.
And with that, she just piped. You hear like the tense grip on the cleaver tighten as you say that. And with that, without missing a beat, the monk speaks up and says, "Well, people that dress like you have killed a lot of my friends too. So maybe there is a way that our people can move forward without killing each other."
I'll follow my group.
And you hear behind you that female monk just say, "Okay, well, it was nice to meet you."
You seemed rather reasonable, Charles.
You guys are rubbing off on me.
What, not shooting people in the face immediately? That part?
Yeah,
Mm.
that part.
Good.
Charles starts rolling a cigarette. He's walking.
Charles, as you're kind of like picking up your cigarette and like looking over your shoulder a bit, someone bumps into you, and you see this like young male, kind of like pale white skin, kind of dark features. Looks like he's maybe wearing like some eyeliner or something like that. Dressed in kind of like these tattered black robes. As he just goes, "Oh, sorry, I didn't see you. Fucking got it." where I'm going. And you watch as like this young man just like is kind of slinking to the shadows and like just looks very distracted as he like walks
Hey.
past you.
Buddy,
Yeah. He
you alright?
Yeah, sorry. I just distracted. I didn't mean to bump into you. All right.
No. We're cool. I just seem a little
Yeah.
on edge.
Yeah. Well, sorry. And he just like kind of shuffles away, kind of mumbling under his breath.
Weirdo.
Curious collection of people here. Thus far, at least.
Tell me.
With that, you step into you go up a set of stairs in the chamber beyond, and then down into what looks like kind of a, we'll call it this looks like a war room. Like there's a large kind of like council table with like a map of Mor'dhon, with like these pins laid out everywhere. And there's just two individuals in there. There's a kind of a dark-skinned dwarf that is like extremely well built, kind of leaning over the table, and a female drow in like dark leathers with an eye patch. And with that, Marion speaks up and just says, Issa, glad to see that you're here, looking well. And they like give each other like a little hug, and she says, well, this is block 252.
What's Izza?
Issa is the female.
I should have guessed that. Sorry.
Yeah. And with that, she just says, Waylon, you can leave us. And the dwarf just kind of like gives you all a very suspicious look as he just begins to like take these heavy footsteps and like walks past you all.
I'm already suspicious. We just got here.
Issa looks over you all and just says, sorry, he's like that with everybody. You get used to it. So, I heard that you were interested in joining our little dysfunctional family.
I was posed as more of a work group than a family, but yes.
Well, we, with the very nature of our work, people here tend to get somewhat close, and I feel that by the very nature of what we're trying to do, it helps to think of each other that way. But having some functional operatives will definitely suffice as well. Marion's kept me up to date on your progress, and she vouches for you. So, and you know, on the off chance that for whatever reason, putting, 5 of you together brings about the collapse of the Empire, that maybe it's a good idea to have you under our wing here. So, I imagine you might have some questions for me.
Yeah.
So
Now,
I'm an open book, so feel free to ask away, and we can talk about what we can get out of each other from this relationship.
How many other Hongies you got working here?
Okay, Charles.
Shaking my head immediately.
Well, our liaisons with the Hongul dynasty have been very helpful. At this site, we have a grand total of 2. June, who you've had the pleasure of meeting, I presume, and we have a very skilled craftsman by the name of Myunbong.
And I'm
Is-
sure they're very delightful, and I'm sure that won't be a problem.
Is that right, Charles?
Won't be a problem to me.
Excellent.
He's come a long way. You have to forgive this little rough edge.
That's okay. Believe me, we've got quite a few individuals here who are ex-Steel Covenant who have, you know, been open about some of their racist ideals. So,
The that big guy out there, Gardner. What's his deal?
that is a group of some of our more effective operatives. They were a somewhat recent addition, but they've been a good addition. Actually, I'm glad this has come up because Luminora, it's their group includes someone you should know. I believe one of your cousins.
Which one? I have
Yeah, which
quite
one?
a few.
It is Yuna of House Lysandra.
Curious.
You don't seem excited.
No. I wouldn't say I'm excited or not excited.
Seems pretty neutral to me.
Pleasantly neutral. Thank you, Charles. Yes.
Well, she's
I'm
the only
surprised.
veteran within the group. She's been with us for the last year and a half.
Year and a half, really?
How long has this operation been going on?
For the past, say, 20 years, with multiple different iterations, of course. But under my leadership, it's the last 3.
Who came up with the name? Pretty cool.
That would have been me. After
Props.
the last group of insurrectionists was pulverized by the 6th House, I picked up the pieces. I'm an ex-Navy woman myself, kind of nodding at you, Luminora, and says, it just kind of fell together as most of our members were of different military organizations, Rail Warden, Steel Covenant, Black Armada, scattered few from the 6th House. Yeah. So I appreciate that.
How'd you turn?
So does this mean that you answer to no one else? Are you at the top of the chain, so to speak?
I would be the highest ranking member within this chapter, but there are others. And she kind of like points to the war table that she has. And you see that it looks like they are actively keeping track of different factions and cities within Mordun. Kind of like labeling them by their impression of like their loyalty to the machine. And as she does, she seems like a little bit vague in the sense that like she's not sure that she trusts you all yet, but she says there are a variety of other chapters that we maintain open communication with. But here I would be considered the leader, if you must use such base terms.
This interesting map.
Yeah, and she kind of allows you to look on.
What's your track record with the 6th House? I mean, clearly not on friendly terms, but
Oh,
You guys have
they're,
a history.
I mean, they are our prime enemy within the FETC, as it seems that there's kind of a constant cat and mouse game between the agents of the Spy Master and our organization. And especially with the redeployment of the Revenant project, open insurrection has become more and more dangerous, especially doing so in an organized way. So, for that reason, we are very appreciative of our arcanists, including our consultant from Karsus, Autoluke, who I believe you've met, in helping us fortify and secure this demiplane that allows us to organize more freely.
You said there are other Demi-Flames?
I'm not at liberty to discuss the specific security structures of our other chapters, but I can say
Understand.
that this one was definitely made as a cooperative effort.
So there's more than just the people here, is the question I'm getting at. Okay.
Correct.
And why did you decide to stop serving the machine?
Well, I was, as I said, I was in the Black Armada. I was actually part of the operation that your mother so effectively led in Karsus. And, after seeing my fleet being thrown at some of the evils within Karsus, and then subsequently redeployed against the Hangul dynasty and the Dalmiri Concordat with there was just a lot of dissatisfaction between myself and my men, in that with so much going wrong at home, it seemed that we were just being used as a spear of conquest for the machine, when we felt that there were battles worth fighting at home. I won't bore you into the specifics of my subsequent imprisonment for insubordination, but I met with a friend of a friend who introduced me to some good people here, and with my leadership background, I made my way up the ranks here, and the rest is ancient history.
As far as this sect of rebels is concerned, what's our main objective?
Well, we have a pretty good idea that the empire as it stands is not going to collapse in one fell swoop. Our mission statement is controlled chaos. We identify places with already teetering on the edge of insurrection, and we try to tip the scales towards that of the people and give them some kind of leverage against their masters. So the most recent example would be in the city of Syndralis, which I don't know if you've been keeping track of, but what was once, maybe about a few months ago, a somewhat stalwart and loyal city, there's now a lot of civil unrest. Most of that is just by the nature of life there, but we have planted some operatives to try to speed up that process and provide another option for the people that live there. Another example is we are working on arming some of the more neutral factions in areas surrounding cities. So we work pretty closely with the Druids to the south of Verdania, providing them supplies, information. We've made contact with the Blightwalkers to the north of Farum, and so on and so forth. So, I know it doesn't sound like a lot, but baby steps. We are just in the process of getting organized. We also do have a somewhat modest fleet of sky ships that we use to get our operatives around the different holds. And we're hoping to begin accelerating our activities in certain contested cities. So, as I'm sure you're all aware, you are under no obligation to do any dangerous missions for our group, as the inception of your party was done through covert means. So, however, we will pay you fairly, and you can sleep well knowing that you're potentially making a big difference. But,
You get to blow stuff up.
oh yeah. I mean, if you're in it for adventure, there's a ton of stuff that we'd like to get done. I mean, Waylon and I were just discussing, something like a skyship heist. Does that sound like it's in your wheelhouse?
I mean, it is now.
Perfect. So, if you're looking for a challenge, you're in the right place. But I was thinking perhaps it'd be a good idea for you to spend a few days in the town, get acclimated, potentially meet some of your allies, and maybe get a bit of a broader sense as to the community here and a broader sense of what it is that we do. Does that sound good?
Yeah.
And then
Malzern's gonna lift her arm and point to her tattoo and say, "Are these gonna be an issue?"
No, and my apologies for that. Ainsley was a bit of a loose cannon, and she had her own very specific style. So, my apologies about the way that she went about things.
Are they going to be useful?
I imagine so. I mean, they'll allow you to communicate with each other. But with Ainsley dead, we're not necessarily dialed into that frequency.
What are the rules here?
And what is security like?
Yeah.
We have a sheriff. This is a functional town. And he's got a few individuals that he's deputized that help keep the peace. But for the most part, it's pretty, everyone has like a shared common goal. So there isn't too much of an issue with, crime and things like that. That being said, just have a general respect for your neighbors. Try not to do any fighting within non-designated training areas. Don't fall off the sides. And outside of that, I think everyone should get along.
What's it take to bring someone into the fold?
And do you have counter surveillance measures? Because we just met and I have a lot of information about this whole operation now.
That's a good point.
Well, and she kind of looks over your shoulder and says, we have a variety of enchantments and wards that are meant to dissuade scrying eyes, but nothing is perfect. And to be honest, if the Empire doesn't know where we are yet, it's probably only a matter of time. So more than likely, this this base of operations is going to probably have to change within the next year or so. As far as us letting you into the fold, thank you for bringing that up, because yes, your presence here is a large security concern, and it was discussed with the sheriff and individuals that I take counsel with, but ultimately between the Oracle predicting that your existence is very likely catastrophic to the Sacred Machine, and the fact that Marion, who is one of my most trusted allies, vouches for you, I overruled the naysayers, and I felt that the risk was worth it.
I meant, how does one, like, maybe I know someone who might be useful.
I was answering Luminora's question.
Oh, sorry.
For you, it's a case-by-case basis. So, to be honest, probably not something that's going to be entertained for now, unless it's someone that Marion specifically vouches for. But if you get some time within our organization and decide that this is a good fit for you, then it's definitely something that I'd refer you to Talon for, as he does our recruiting.
Talon. All right.
So, I understand it's been a very long day. Again, why don't you take some time to get acclimated, to get some rest, get something to eat. We've got an excellent bakery, believe it or not. And if and when you feel up for it, I actually have a potentially more long-standing task that I'd like to discuss with you all. Another reason that I felt it'd be a good idea to have you here. But I think you should all get some rest first. And whenever you're ready, just come back to my office during daylight hours, and it's something that we can discuss.
Now you said bakery, but I got a hankering for some stew, like a beef stew.
Yeah, we have a kitchen that can accommodate those needs. I was just specifically recommending the bakery. Knucklebones just puts together a mean loaf of bread.
Did you say knucklebone?
Knucklebones. Yeah, that's our baker.
Cool name.
Yeah, he'll tell you the story, I'm sure.
Do we have assigned rooms or a place to?
Yes,
Great
Marion
question.
has set aside some lodging for you all.
Lovely.
So, play nice, be good boys and girls, don't make me regret this, and we'll get along just fine.
Pleasure to meet you.
She nods and kind of like you see her looking back down to like a series of like blueprints that she's looking at. And with that, Marion is going to lead you to kind of like a somewhat common area. It's within the same building. There's essentially like a. It's kind of built like a series of like a motel that's within a larger town hall building. So there's like a series of stairs and rooms. You see people coming out with laundry and stuff like that. The rooms are not numbered, but Marion brings you to like a line of like 5 rooms that are available, and kind of let you all like take your pick of the litter.
You hear that, Charles? Play nice.
I've been playing nice.
Historically or recently?
I just saw one of my mortal enemies, and I didn't even pull my gun out of the holster.
No, you saw someone who happened to be the same race as your mortal enemy. She
Dressed
didn't
in the
kill your
garb.
friends. She didn't. Anyway,
You don't know that.
you don't know that either then.
I didn't even take my gun out of the holster, and it was itching.
Anyway,
Not
wait, the gun
literally.
was itching or your fingers were itching?
My fingers. Not literally, metaphorically, you see.
With that, you can all make the changes for a long rest as you're in a safe place, and it's presumed that you'll be taking like light activity over the next 8 or so hours as you get like accustomed to the town and what have you.
I able to get my fuck. What is it called?
Exhaustion?
Yeah, my levels of exhaustion expunged.
Yeah, you would be able to expunge 1 level of exhaustion.
1 level.
Mm,
So that's 1. What do you call it? Slot thing.
yeah, that's 1 down.
How
take
many
it.
levels of exhaustion do you have?
Well, I have to use hit dice.
Oh.
So 1 hit dice down. That's good for me.
No, so hit dice, you get them back. You get half your hit dice back every time you do a long rest.
Okay, so if I haven't used more than half, then I get back
Then
to
you get them
normal.
back. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Then we're good.
Okay. So
Because that could kill me.
it can. So, is there any exploring you all want to do around town? Marion will kind of give you a brief, like, list of the who's who. It's again like a functional town that's got kind of like a communal living kind of vibe to it. It seems a little bit like a socialist commune here. So for the most part, you don't have to really pay for much of anything. And there are a series of vendors that do work in more specialized materials if you are trying to drop some coin. There is, again, you hear it recommended multiple times, the bakery that is inside of a dojo that is run by a Ferris Knucklebones Greer. Again, just excellent pastries, excellent bread rolls. You already met Sister Vera Dusk. That is the town healer. You have briefly met Waylon, who seems to be kind of like the taskmaster, like doles out a lot of the like missions to some of the operatives alongside Issa. There is a drill master and like combat instructor who like trains a lot of the mercenaries and some of the citizens who are interested. There is a demolitions clerk who is kind of like sequestered off in one of the like far islands by themselves, if you wish to pay them a visit. Then there is Talon, the recruiter who was mentioned, and for arcane components, supplies, or company, there are two individuals. There's Ilra, who is described as like a gnomish wizard who's very fond of tea and cats, and like has a lot of like magical components, spell scrolls, things like that. And there is an Otterluke Oggendorf who has a lot of his own proprietary materials, mixed reviews.
3 stars on Yelp.
Yeah, and then for more like firearms, kind of like tinkering tools, like specialized commissions, the artificer is Myeonbong, the Hangul gnome artificer.
Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, I know what I want to do, but go ahead. Anyone else? Please.
Might I suggest to the group that we procure some healing potions, as we fell into some hard times during our last battle. Just trying to think ahead here.
Not a bad option.
Genius.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's on the list.
Yep.
You guys have like some downtime to explore the town. You can go together, or people can kind of split off and do their own thing.
I was definitely gonna split off and do my own thing.
Okay. Well, if we want, we can start with you, Charles, and then as people can kind of think of what they'd like to do.
Okay, Charles goes into his room first, removes his duster, his vest, his gloves, just the shirt, pants, boots, hat, kind of, dressing down. Does not remove the holster, keeps his gun. I would like to go to the artificer.
Okay.
If I could grab like a bowl of some kind of food to eat on the go, I'd appreciate that as well.
Yeah, easy to do.
Cool.
There's kind of like, again, this like communal, it is kind of a bit of like a soup kitchen type situation. It is nowhere near the culinary expertise of the House of Catharis, but they are literally serving beef stew.
Awesome. I'll get me a bowl of that on the go, and then hit that artificer first.
Okay. As you probably ask around, you are led to kind of like an isolated, like solitary shack that is in kind of a larger field towards the northeastern part of the island that you're on. And as you kind of walk through this like floating meadow and knock on the door just kind of magically opens for you to like walk in. And as you do, oops, that's not. As you do, you see this of elderly gnome who appears to be in the midst of enchanting a weapon as he's just sitting on the floor. And he looks up at you and just says, "Greetings. We have not met yet. Would you like some tea?"
Is that like customary?
It is customary for me to offer tea to anyone in my house when I realize that I have a craving for tea and I'm going to have some myself.
Sure, this is a little bit weird for me, seeing as, like, we kind of were at war. Not you and I personally with each other, you know what I mean?
You look at me and you see war. Is this fair to say?
I mean, yeah, I'm trying to be a better person.
Well, not all struggle is outward. I look at you and I see a man still at war. Perhaps with my people, perhaps with something else. Perhaps we shall find out at the bottom of this glass. And he just kind of like waves his hand, and you watch as like this tea kettle just like floats over from another room and like lands, and he just begins like pouring you a cup and then pours himself a cup.
Okay, I will sit on the floor at the table across from him, kind of like larger, I assume, and drink the tea while I wait.
Yeah, he kind of like cups it with two hands and he says, "Do you mind if I smoke?"
Not if you don't mind if I smoke.
He just like holds his hand upwards at you as like, "Please be my guest." And you watch as he just begins like rolling himself or actually like packing this like long pipe full of this really strange, like very green, like herb.
Charles removes his bag of tobacco and some rolling papers. Begins to roll himself a cigarette.
And
Would you like a cigarette?
No, thank you. Just the clover for me. And with that, he just like lights this long pipe and just takes this long hit off of it.
I hear you're the guns and bullets and blades guy.
Yes, this is my craft, and I am willing to do trade with anyone looking for my expertise.
I'm wondering if you could take a look at something for me?
By all means, and he puts on these big like circular glasses.
Charles stands up and opens the table for his gun and places his gun there. And he says, "Now I know that this is a cursed item. That being said, it does look like there are potentially other pieces of this weapon. Yet I don't know if I need to make them or find them. So I'm just wondering if you have any advice."
Is this the only piece of the weapon?
Yeah. I mean, that I have, yeah.
Curious. Typically, the enchantment is, well, as you Easterners say, one and done. But let us take a look. And he'll take the item and pretty obviously like cast like an identify spell on it, concentrate for a while, and he just says, "Wow, very fascinating indeed. How came you by this item, if you don't mind my question?"
No, I mean, I had a very physical relationship with one of the Catharis women. And that was
Absolutely no. No, it's cousin,
huh?
not one of my.
I don't know the house's names. And I will not learn them. Uh um and I was given this weapon. I don't know if it was payment, which it would be weird, and I don't know how I feel about that. But seemed like a gift, I guess.
I see. Well, as far as I can ascertain, I would suspect that there are not, in fact, other pieces of this enchantment, but that this enchantment seeks to consume other firearms that are magical to unlock its full potential.
So you're saying if I find another magical firearm, how would it consume? I mean, please, I am like a child when it comes to magic and enchantments and that kind of thing. So I don't mean to like ask dumb questions, but
Well, there is no dumb question, and I, like you, am also a ignorant child when it comes to the nature and the vast amount of knowledge that there is. I simply recognize my own ignorance. I know enough to know what I don't know. All this to say, I do not know.
okay. Let me make sure I understand what you're saying here. You're telling me that this weapon craves to consume other magical firearms, correct?
Yes.
Yet you're telling me you don't know how it does that?
Correct.
Okay.
Perhaps
Relate. Yeah, go ahead.
perhaps you could place two of them together and see what happens. Or if there was some other way for you to interact with the weapon, perhaps commune with it, or find out more about whatever entity it was that that seemed to be involved in whatever pact you made from your physical altercation, then any of these could be clues as to how this could be done.
Wait.
A special
Pact?
plate.
What do you mean?
Oh, yes. This is what I would call a pact weapon. A manifestation of a deal between yourself and some kind of otherworldly entity. Most likely a devil or demon.
You telling me that I banged a demon?
Well, that is not for me to say, but there would be no judgment from my part if that was the case.
That's not what I mean, I thought she was just like an elf. Like a normal
He kind of slowly nods
human-ish
and
thing.
he just says, "A tale as old as time, I'm afraid."
I don't like that. Okay, one other thing about this. When I take the bullets out of the gun, what name is on the bullet now?
The name on the bullet, there are two of them that read Xavier.
See, do you see this bullet here?
He kind of cocks his head and just takes a long sip of his tea.
Now it says Xavier. I have no idea who that is, but every time I shoot this weapon, well, it reloads itself, which is pretty cool.
It's quite cool.
But the bullets all have had a different. Every time I've checked, it's been a different name. You know what I mean? I don't understand that. I don't know if you understand that. I'm not trying to.
Could you
know.
reason that perhaps this gun has a way of extracting one's true name, getting to the essence of the true self, perhaps, and potentially inflicting more damage by the notion of this personal connection that it makes with the enemy?
Against the name of the person that I shot?
Have you shot anyone recently by the name of Xavier?
I mean, I didn't know what their names were. I'm not stopping and asking people. If I get into a firefight, I just start, shooting.
He gives you a look of like, maybe you should think about that.
Okay, if I wanted to learn more about packed weapons and enchantments, is there somewhere here, either a person or a book or anything that I could do some research or have a conversation with, including yourself if you're the person?
Regardless of who you are or where you're from, the hunt for knowledge is always a noble one. And with that, he slowly stands up and just leaves the room.
Cool. I will put my table back and my gun back and assume that that's the end of the conversation and start to leave.
You hear, as you do, you hear like the tiniest bit of like shuffling in like a back room.
Then I'll stop. I want to know what's going to happen now. But I'm standing and waiting.
Yeah. He walks back in and just looks down at where you were and then looks up and sees you standing and says, "Ah, I had thought you had left. Here, some reading materials that may help you on your quest for journey." And he like, hands you this stack of what appear to be like Hangul texts.
I will open the first one just randomly to the middle. Is it in common?
No.
How many books did he give me?
4.
I check each one. Are any of them in common?
None of them are in common.
I don't know Hongo.
Well, it's quite surprisingly easy to learn. The language you see is phonetic.
Cool.
You can sound it out.
I understand what phonics are, sir. Sorry, that was a little rude. I'm sorry. Right now I'm on edge, expecting you to stab me or something at any moment.
I promise you that if my hands shake, it is not out of anything but age.
Cool. Well, I will. They do. How much do you want for these books? Or, I mean, I could bring them back, but you want like a collateral or something?
Do not bother with the books. I would say the payment of your conversation was more than fair. I wish you the best on your journey.
Well, thank you, and thank you for the tea. It was quite pleasant. Thank you.
He just kind
Maybe
of gives you a smile and like nods, and then just sits down and goes back to doing what he was doing.
if I swing by again sometime in the future, I think I could trouble you for a conversation and tea.
Anytime you like.
I never got your name.
My name is Myanbong, but some of the people here simply call me MB. I do not know why.
Kind of an abbreviation. Myanbong is kind of doesn't really roll off the tongue. In common. I'm sure
See.
it's a totally normal name where you're from.
I
I'm
was
Charles.
a child.
You were what?
Made fun of as a child because it
No.
sounds silly in my own language.
Wow. Well, MB, I'm Charles Brands. Some people call me Chuck.
It was nice to meet you, CB.
And
And
you
you
as well.
Smile.
I back up out of the shop.
Yeah. Yeah, as you do, just before you're like right at the door, just when you're like slightly off balance, you hear the table like creak as he quickly stands up.
I drop the books. Hands go to my holster.
He slowly sits down and just says, "You have excellent reflexes, CB." And smiles and goes back to doing what he was doing.
I kind of just take a second before I pick the books up. Shake my head a bit.
The door opens on its own outwards.
I quickly turn.
You're out.
I'm out of there? Okay.
Yep, you're out.
I'd also like to visit Autoluke,
Okay.
as well. Even though, I'm not looking forward to it, but I guess I don't get
Why?
to talk to anyone normal. No, Autoluke's great.
Okay.
I'm into it.
Okay. As you ask around, Autoluke has a small, some describe it as like a shop. Others kind of describe it as like a shrine to himself.
Cool.
But he's got kind of like the standalone building. It looks a little bit like more ornate than a lot of the other ones. It's got like this kind of nice staircase leading up to it. It has no door. It's just an archway. And as you step in, there's just like a single wooden double door that almost looks like it's reminiscent of like a captain's quarters in a ship. So this building, it turns into like a ship.
I kind of knock on it.
Oh, do come in.
Hello, Autoluke.
Yes. Who is it?
I'm Charles Brands, one of the new guys you helped save.
Charles Brains.
Brands.
I know, but Charles Brains. Have we met before?
Actually, we have, briefly.
This is news to me. Well, do come in. We shan't have this whole conversation by yelling.
Appreciate that. I enter.
You open the door and you are now in like this hallway that has a series of beaded curtains. Like there are 5 possible entrances.
I go directly forward.
Okay. As you do, you hear like these like hushed voices as you get close, and you hear like this like and this like coughing sound.
Autoluke?
Yes, I said come in.
Yeah, there's like 5 different choices.
It's the one straight ahead.
I continue.
Okay. You step in, and you are face to face with Autoluke as he jumps up, and he holds this like kind of plate of like white powder towards you, and he says, "Care for a bump?"
I'm good right this moment.
Very well. How about a little nightcap?
I mean, it's daytime, but okay.
We're in a
take it.
demi-plane, baby. It's whatever time you want it to be. Let me pour you a glass. And he pours you a glass of this hard liquor. There appears to be, by the way, when you look in the bottle, some kind of like little, whether it's like a small little demon or something like that in the bottle. But he pours you a glass, and he like kind of mutters under his breath, like, mixing uppers and downers has been a wizard's style since before the 5th age. And with that, he hands you your glass.
Well, I'm not a wizard.
So,
But I heard you're the man to talk to about.
Chester Brains, the one and only.
That's
I've been
correct.
waiting for this day to come.
You could just call me Chuck if you like.
Well, Chuck, how are you, old friend?
Well, I have been told you're the man to talk to about enchantments.
This is true. I am a master of enchantments. The greatest, in fact.
Can I show you something?
Yes, please.
I pull out the table again, put my gun on it, and I'm like, I know this is a cursed item. I was told by MB that it longs to consume other magical firearms. Not that I don't believe him, I'm just looking for a second opinion.
You don't have to explain to me. I don't trust those hongrel bastards as far as I control them.
Wow. It's
I get it. We get it. So how much do you want for it?
Oh no, I'm not looking to sell it.
Because I'll pay you right now, cash in hand, 30 bones. Take it or leave it.
Leave it. I'm just asking if you could tell me anything more about the enchantment.
Okay, 40, final offer.
I might have boned a demon for this. So
So,
unless you
you
can
think
match
you'd
that.
to bone a demon, please? That's
No,
that's Wizards call a Tuesday.
I'm not a wizard, okay? So it's not a Tuesday for me.
Right, and I assume you made some kind of deal.
I don't know. That's what he said. It was a packed weapon. I don't remember like. Oh
Well, you
fuck!
should look
I
for-
did sign something.
Generally know what it is they're talking about.
I did sign something. I think. Fuck.
Yes, my friend, I believe you now took a pact. Or as my old friends used to say, looks like you've got yourself a level in Warlock.
Don't know what the fuck that means.
Well, it just simply means that now there is likely like a demon prince or devil lord that has sort of is paying a mortgage on your soul.
Okay. Let's move past that. Do you know how this will consume another magical firearm? Yes or no?
He looks down. I'm gonna give. I'll look here and I'm gonna check. He just looks down at it, and then like you watch as he just kind of like drops the drugs and drops the liquor, and just begins lighting up a pipe. And then the room goes dark, and he just goes curious as he just kind of takes a couple puffs as he looks over the weapon. You see this like glint of recognition.
Have you seen this before?
I've seen it before. This is a powerful artifact. I'll gander for you. I'd pay you 60 bones for this artifact.
Autoluke, I'm not trying to sell it.
Well, it looks like you want some free information then from the wizard. You want to...
I'll give you 50 bones if you just tell me what I want to know.
Well, I can't just take 50 bones for nothing, but I'll sell you some shit.
Okay, Luke, do you have another magical firearm?
Yes. Tell you what, you buy 50 bones worth of shit, and I'll tell you everything I know about Malice. I mean, what?
You already.
Malice?
Yeah,
Never heard of.
Okay. How about. How much would a magical firearm cost me?
Oh, I don't deal in firearms. That's you'd probably have to go to MB for that sort of thing.
Go back to MB. Got it. Cool. All right. What can I get for 50 bones?
Well, 50 bones can get you a lot. What sort of thing are you into? Let's see. I've got drugs, potions. Let's see here.
Do you have good tobacco?
It depends on your definition of tobacco, my friend. But the answer is yes.
How much will 50 bones get me?
50
Do you have rolling
bones
papers?
that'll get you a crate.
Question: do you have actual pre-rolled cigarettes?
Yes.
How many packs can 50 bones get me?
Well, I reckon all I have. And then he just goes in the back and he brings out like this like jar of these kind of like haphazardly rolled. I mean, these just look like joints that he hands you.
Can I take one out of the jar? Can I take a look
Yeah.
before I purchase? Luke.
Yeah, please.
I take one out. I will smell it. What does it smell like?
It smells very skunky. It smells like shit.
Yeah. Okay. Gonna pass on those. What else do you sell? You got potions or something?
Yeah, I got potions. I got all sorts of potions. I got potions that'll make you want to slap your own mama. And he just kind of like goes through this like crate of stuff, and he brings out. He goes, "Okay, we've got healing potions, make you big potions, make you small potions, make you happy potions, and I've got one make you sad potion."
Why would you want to make you sad potion?
Well, because if you take one of those, let it kick in for 2 hours, and then you take a whole crate of happy potions, you are going to be flying.
Literally or figuratively?
Yes.
Cool. How much for the healing potion?
Well, I will sell you for 50 bones. I'll give you 12.
12 healing potions?
Yeah.
For $50.
I don't know what a dollar is, my friend. You speak in strange tongues.
50 gold pieces.
Oh, 50 bones is 5,000 gold pieces, my friend.
Nah, if anything, it's 500, but okay. So wait a minute, you're telling me I'd spend $5,000 for you to tell me about Malice?
No, that's you get the healing potions, and I was going to throw in a sad potion, and I get you the information.
What does it cost for just the information?
Probably more politeness and you listening to some of my stories. Or I'll take, I don't know, 200 gold pieces.
Okay, I can be polite and I can listen.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, pull up a chair, Sonny, because I do recognize you, believe it or not.
Okay. I pull up a chair.
You do, you sit down, he says, you likely don't know this about me, but I lived a pretty long and important life, and, I was on the Council of Mages back in the old Oran Empire. I was, for a brief while, in the Seremi Cabal, and, I've sort of mentored a series of world savers, really. Well, one group of world savers who fought one of my previous apprentices, who, let's not get into that now. But ultimately, what I'm trying to say is, I know potential when I see it, and I saw the way that your group moved out there, and you all could really use a lot of work. I actually mentor a group within the Shattered Covenant. I call them the New Remnants. There's a big Goliath with a cleaver and a Hangul monk who's super quick with her hands. I call her Quick Hands. And one of the women of the military cities who's adept with both spell and blade. Sort of a well-rounded, kind of has everything you need sort of group. And what I was going to say was, if you wanted and you asked them, I'm sure that they could pass on, sort of by trickle-down economics, some of the wisdom that I've imparted, that I've picked over the last age.
Sounds informative.
Yes, I reckon it would be. But I just would hate to see anything happen to your group, because you seem like nice children. And I would hate to see anything bad happen just through discoordination and discord and that sort of thing. So I just wanted to offer that advice. Not myself, because I doubt you could pay my fee. But I'll just throw that out there.
Thank you.
Now, back to the weapon. Malice. Yes, a dark weapon. Cursed. And likely sort of the fractured soul of some kind of devil lord or demon prince. It
Probably.
seems to hunger for the souls of those that it slays. Let me ask you this, Charles Brains. Do you feel that as you wield the weapon, you are more uncharacteristically violent or erratic?
I mean, yes.
Yes, see, that is not your lust for blood, but that of the weapon. You see, it uses you. It uses the fire within your soul and lights it further ablaze. So when you feel that anger, that rage, know that it is not your own, and it must be tempered and controlled. And he just gives you like this like half like head cock thing where he's like, yep, I kind of know what I'm talking about.
So, would it be a good or bad idea to feed it another magical weapon?
Well, it sort of depends on you, Charles. Are you the kind of young boy who finds a magical gun and then second guesses himself and says, oh, I don't know if I want to do this anymore. I want to be a good boy that doesn't make any stories and doesn't get accustomed to the feeling of power? Or are you the kind of boy that grips that handle and says, let's ride the lightning baby and make a name for myself?
I mean, that sounds like the more fun option.
It is the more fun option, and I knew a fellow lightning grabber when I saw one, so absolutely yes, it's a good idea to feed the gun. It's what the gun wants. You should see where this thing goes, and if it gets to a point where you need to be bailed out, that's what friends are for.
Could you bail me out if it got to that point?
No.
Who could?
I don't know, like a cleric or something? Someone who knows spells. Do you have
I thought you
someone-
were a wizard.
I'm a wizard, but as I said, I'm mentoring the new remnants. Between that and my action as being the liaison to the Clockwork Consortium and the geopolitical system in your fucked up country, I simply have no time.
But we have time right now to talk about this?
Yes.
I'm confused, Luke.
Then that means you're ready
For what?
to ride the lightning. Take a gun, slam it in there, take a hammer, bash them together, whatever it is that does it. The key to...
So you also don't know how it works.
Of course I know how it works. Didn't you hear anything I said? I've lived for over 300 years. I served on the Seremi Cabal. I don't even speak that language.
Charles holsters the gun, puts the table away, Okay. Well, Analuke, that was wonderful advice, and your story was actually pretty cool. But I got other errands to run. Maybe next time. Maybe I'll
Next
come back.
I expect that gun to be fully blorked out.
Was blorked out?
That's right.
I've never heard that before.
And I made it up. I combined blinged and glorked.
I also don't know what glorked is.
That's combining gork and
You know what? I believe you. But I do have to do other things today.
very
Have a-
well.
Have a
Very
great
well.
time.
If you seek to trade in the arcane or in secrets, and good luck with the cursed gun. Oh, last thing. Try to find out what demon lord or devil prince or aberrant eldritch hunger you've made a pact with, because that's likely going to be the clue that sets the whole thing off.
Yeah. Yeah. I was. Yeah.
One
Yep.
of my mentees had that same gun, and I never asked which one it was. But I reckon it's one of the big three. So,
What are the big three?
aberrations, devils, and demons.
Oh, I thought you meant like there was a big, like named three, not just like categories.
There's a big three within each of those things.
Okay. Cool. Well, I'm gonna.
Find out which flavor of evil you've signed your life to.
Yeah. That's on the to-do list.
All right. Well, get out of here, you little scamp.
All right.
Run along now.
I'll leave. I want to do one more thing and then I'm done
Okay.
for a little bit. I want to talk to that gnome that I almost pulled a gun on.
The artificer again? MB?
No, the other one. Lucy or whatever her
June.
name was. June.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you want to go and meet with June. You see their party all,
Son of
kind
a
of
bitch.
gathered outside the docks in like the Sky Harbor.
hmm
And you see them kind of looking like they're preparing for like some kind of mission or something like that.
Oh. Okay. I'll approach the group.
Okay. As you do, the Goliath once again just like has cleaver ready, and with that you see June just look at you and just go, "Oh, hi."
I put my hands up. Hello, big man. And hello, June. Sorry for almost pulling a gun on you. First of all,
Gun on me?
almost.
That's okay.
Almost. Do you think we could speak semi-privately?
Sure. All right, guys, I'm gonna go talk to this guy for a bit. Don't leave without me. And she walks over and just like starts walking with you.
So first of all, I want to apologize for assuming that you were an evil Hoggle monk that wanted to kill me. But I kind of need your help, which is why
Yeah, what
I'm
can I do?
here. MB gave me these 4 books to help me with some research, but they are all in Hangul, which is a language I do not know. And I was wondering, obviously not right now because you're leaving for a mission, but one day when you're free, if you could maybe help me with a little translation.
Oh, that's very cool of you to want to learn other languages, especially, with your history. Yeah, I'm happy to do that. Is this just for the purpose of reading these texts, or is this for kind of a quest of personal growth in wanting to understand the Hangul language?
Well, I'm trying to be a better person. So, both?
Okay. Well, yeah, maybe we could set aside time to go over sort of the alphabet and sounding things out and, working on penmanship, because that's pretty important too. But if you wanted to get a head start, you might consider looking into something like a scroll of comprehend languages, and then maybe we could get a better sense of what it is we're trying to interpret, and that might help me too.
Okay. Thanks, Jim.
Yeah, there's a weird old wizard who I think sells those too, because it's come up before.
Luke.
Yeah,
Yeah, I just left his place. He is weird and old.
yeah, he's nice.
You said he was mentoring you guys?
Yeah, he went on about something about seeing like potential in our group or what have you, and he seems weirdly obsessed with.
Calling you guys the new remnants.
Yeah, I don't really understand the naming convention, and I don't know how long our group is gonna last together. It seemed like we were just, I don't know, doing a couple missions here or there. I didn't know that we were like an official group, but yeah, he seems weirdly attached to the idea that everyone has to stick with like one group and that you have to have a name. He gave us a whole conversation on branding, which again, I don't fully understand, but I don't know.
Weird
The
that he
rest of
called
it-
you guys the new remnants.
I know it
Like,
makes
were
no
there
sense.
old remnants?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. You would think so, right? Otherwise, the name makes no sense.
Well, that
And he
man
keep-
makes no sense, so.
Yeah, he's like super fixated on Drac. I think just because he's like a big Goliath, which, yeah, he's great, but he keeps like, oh, you're gonna do great things, Drac. You remind me of this other guy who was also a big Goliath who did great things because he was so strong. So
Well,
it's odd. But he gives us free shit, so it's
that's a
been
pretty
helpful.
good deal.
Yeah. You know what? Tell you what. When I come back, I'll see if he can hook me up with some of those comprehend language scrolls.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And,
sure thing.
Good luck,
Yeah. What's your name, by the way?
Charles Brand.
Charles Brand. Okay. Nice to meet you, Charles Brand. Well, I gotta go do this thing, and then yeah, I'll see what I can do about the scrolls, and then maybe we can get together and see what's up with these books.
Yeah.
All
Awesome.
right, later. And she like skips away.
Before I go to my room to sulk, I would like to find Luminara
Mhm.
if she's willing.
Yep,
Just because-
easily done.
Oh, hey,
Where are you,
Charles.
Luminara? Where are you?
She is probably at the training ground around this time.
Cool. Charles will assume that that's where you are anyways and go that direction. Luminara?
Yes?
Can we talk for a moment?
Certainly. And she sheathes her sword and comes on over.
I'm not interrupting anything, am I?
Yeah, just practice. I mean, you're not interrupting practice. I am just practicing at the moment. What's up?
Okay. I got a couple questions for you. First things first. If you're out shopping later and you come across a scroll of comprehend languages, I'll pay you back for it if you pick me one up.
Okay.
If not, don't go looking for one. You know what I mean? Just if you come across one.
I can cast that spell. Did you need something translated?
Can you cast it on me so I can comprehend something?
No, I can only cast it on myself.
How long does it last?
About an hour.
Well, maybe later in the night, if you have some free time and you don't mind hanging out with me for a little bit to translate some stuff.
I might have had plans tonight, but
Whenever. No, don't cancel your plans, especially if it's a date.
no, I did confirm that the plans were still on, so not
I'm
positive, but
pretty sure those plans are still on.
if the plans aren't on, I can comprehend languages for you, if
If
not some other
yeah,
time. Hopefully.
tomorrow or the day after, whatever. It's not a rush, no big deal. It is kind of about, cursed weapons and pacts.
Oh, the gun that you got from Belladonna after I told you not to sleep with her, that one?
Yeah, I might have signed something with blood, maybe, if I remember correctly.
To be fair, I said don't sleep with her. I forgot to say don't sign anything in blood.
Is she a demon or devil or
No,
ancient
she's
power?
Zalathean. She's a
She's
descendant of Zalathea, as all of
aren't
my cousins are,
and you?
and me.
Okay, that
I mean, that's not to say that she doesn't deal with demons or devils, because House of Orinth does some shady stuff, which is what I tried to tell you.
yeah. So my question is, you know what? That's a question I'll save for later.
Do you think you sold your soul to her or something of that sort?
Well, I'm wondering if that's something that she deals in
Probably.
souls.
Yeah, I could totally see that.
Okay. Well, also if you happen to see a magical firearm while you're out, I'd pay you for that too.
Okay.
I'm just a little, I met that Hongol, old monk man that sells, enchanted stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and I met with,
Proud of you for not calling him a Hanji.
yeah, it was difficult. And I also met with June to apologize
Charles, that's amazing.
for my earlier behaviors. Yeah, but I'm emotionally exhausted. I'm gonna go probably take a nap, and then if your plans get canceled, just knock on my door and I'll be there.
Perfect. Also, I just remembered that at some point I can also create a scroll of comprehend languages for you. So, if you're interested in that.
I mean, I'd love to spend some time with you, but whatever's easier for you, I don't mind.
Sounds good.
Have you seen now, you know what? I'll just go to my room. I'm
You
good.
sure? You're okay?
Yep. Yeah, I'm fine. Yeah.
You don't want to practice dueling? I mean, there's practice swords. That's your... No, that's not...
I'm not really a sword guy.
Okay, just...
No. I don't want to get. I don't want to make it too easy on you. Enjoy your practice time. I'm gonna go back to my room, and I'm gonna pull out my notebook to Belladonna and write, "Did I sell my soul to you?" Question mark. Also, are you like a devil or something? Question mark. And then, if there's not an immediate answer, I'll put it away.
And this time there is.
Oh, okay.
Not to me. No.
I didn't sell my soul to you.
No immediate response.
So who did I sell it to? Question mark.
There is a delay this time. And you see like this time, like when she responded before, you saw her, it's like she wrote it out, like you saw in common things like the penmanship as it was like created. This time you see this faint like ink blot that just like soaks the page in a language that you do not understand. And it kind of begins to rearrange into common, and then it just says the shadow that was.
So this is my patron?
Yes. Excited for you to do incredible things in his name, with his being capitalized.
What's the names on the bullets?
Your prey.
Does the gun consume other magical firearms?
Yes.
How? Question mark.
Use the bench.
I frustratedly close the book, put it away, lay down on my bedding, be angry.
Okay. Easy enough to do. Let's go to whoever wants to go between Enoch, Luminora, and Mazarin for what they were doing for the last, like, we'll say, like 4 hours. As we're now going to be leading into like the early evening.
Mazarin will tap into the network and say, "Going to Knucklebones. Does anybody want to join?" Question mark. She's gonna give it 10 seconds.
Sorry,
And
got errands I'm doing.
Training right now.
She says fine and logs off. So I guess Mazarin's gonna go to the bakery by herself.
Okay. You make your way to the bakery. You see this like kind of larger building. But the front of it clearly does not look like a bakery. The door is open, and you see this like massive, like full-blooded orc that is just like practicing on these wooden dummies that are just like creaking under like the weight of his strikes.
Mazarin's going to stick her head in. Is there like any like smell of freshly baked pastries?
There definitely is.
Okay, she's gonna continue walking in, and
You just like can hear him stop because there's like a cadence to his movements, and then you just see as he just like anime style like slightly turns his head so that he can see that there's someone behind him, and he just says, "You here for bread?"
yeah, I mean, whatever you guys are baking, it smells great.
The special today is the cream cheese Danish.
Sure, yeah. Is that like a seasonal thing, or I just want to try whatever's like, good.
It's all good.
Okay, whatever's like popular.
Very well. And he just like disappears behind a curtain. And after all, he's gonna come back with like this like kind of cloth sack that is clearly still steaming of these like baked goods that have kind of been like piled up. There's a lot in here. And he goes over and hands it to you and says, "You're one of the new recruits."
Yeah. Yep. One of 5. I'm
He kinda-
Mazarin.
He just goes, "They call me Knuckle Bones."
So I've heard. Yeah, I heard your bakery slash dojo is held in high esteem here. Smells great. I'm gonna share these with my group. Or actually, you know what? No, I'm not. Just forget that.
He says, "There is some tension between you and your group."
Is it that obvious?
He just looks at you and says, "I used to travel in a group such as your own. I have been told that I have an abrasive personality, that I, in the past, could be somewhat sarcastic and aloof, and this would drive my comrades away. I look
Really?
back at the times, and I wish there was something I could do to be more open, to let them know that deep down, I was just a young boy yearning for a friend. And thus, I learned to bake. It calmed my mind, and unlike my actions of the past, it brings people together. So I give you these in friendship and hope that the cream cheese custard mends the broken bonds of your friendship. Please be well."
Well, thank you. That's so sweet. Maybe I should learn to bake. No, I'm not gonna do that. But
It's a lot
thank
of
you.
work.
That yeah, I'm not saying it's not.
You need a whole setup.
Yeah, I can see that, and then some. And she like looks at the dojo.
Easy to
Yeah.
learn, impossible to master.
Well, that sounds like a lifelong conquest.
Indeed.
Well, thank you, Knucklebones. I feel like you're speaking to my soul right now.
He
Is there
bows.
Huh?
He just bows.
She like bows, kind of gives like a half bow, like I guess. Yep, we're doing this. Okay, half committed. Maybe Do you have any idea where I could like go shopping for some garments or new clothing? Is that is that a thing here? Or does everyone just wear the same thing?
Well, most of us wear sort of an open vest that's tan colored, um, and shows off the midsection if you've got the muscles to sport. But interesting. New clothing attire. And he just says, I suppose that is something that the Hangul artificer could put together.
Oh, he's from Hangul? That sounds okay. Yeah, that could be interesting. The Hangul artificer. What's his name?
His name's Myeonbong.
Yanbong. All right. Well, I guess I'll take my sack of friendship pastries and head over to wherever Myeonbong is.
Very well. And
Thanks
should
again.
you return, know that for the next 4 days, the special will change to raspberry filling.
Ooh. Well, I will see you in 4 days then, Knucklebones.
He just kind of like nods his head and goes back to doing what he was doing.
Okay.
Okay.
She's just gonna walk out and just kind of. I guess I don't know where She's gonna stick her head back and, hey, which way is Myeonbong?
Look to the solitary cottage to the east. If you hit the tulip fields, you've gone too far.
Oh, maybe I'll just go too far then. Okay, all right, thank you. And then she like leaves.
Camera just like zooms in on Knucklebones as he just gives like a thoughtful nod to the encounter with Mazarin for about like 10 seconds, and then we go back to Mazarin. So you are going to try to acquire some items from the artificer here?
Yeah, I'm just gonna go check it out.
Okay. If you don't mind, we're gonna smash cut to formalities done. Mazarin's sitting down, hot cup of tea in her hands. I presume you've said that you were okay with him smoking in front of you, and
Yeah. She's gonna offer the pastries to, accompany the tea.
As you do, he says, I'm quite partial to the raspberry, but I will admit the thought of the creamed custard has been on my mind for quite some time. And he takes a pastry and kind of begins nibbling on it. Knucklebones does not disappoint.
No, yeah, no, not at all. They're it's been a while since I've eaten something edible, to be quite frank. But yeah, so I've come to you today, Myeonbong. I get the feeling that that fashion is not like a big thing here, which is fine. But what I'm really looking to do is just kind of change my look. She kind of like just gestures down at herself. I'm kind of looking to shed the company woman image, if you know what I mean. It's getting old.
You're at a crossroads in your life. You look to your past and you see order and structure, and this no longer fits with your current image. With that, the notion of changing one's outward appearance, much like the butterfly shedding its skin to become what it was meant to be. A makeover sometimes is sort of a cream custard for the soul.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't have said it better myself. Sure. Is that something that you can help me out with?
This is absolutely something that I can do. Did you have something in mind?
Well, I've worn black for like the last 13 years of my life, to be honest. So just, something not black. Maybe something like a little bit like warmer earth tones. Nothing too flashy. But like unique to me.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I will admit I am not a tailor by trade, but I do have some skill with a needle and thread. Please, come with me. And he, like, holds out his hand.
She takes it and goes with
Oh,
him.
kind of like it's like a child walking you into like another room.
She's like
He's like, yeah,
bending down.
yeah, he's your hand as he like takes you into this room, and you watch as there are a series of just like a whole wall of like many different fabrics on rolls of all different like textures and colors. And he says, perhaps you can start with a color scheme and give me some kind of general idea as to what the overarching style would be. Then, if you have some spare coins, I can even look into potentially infusing it with an enchantment to better suit your needs.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that'd be great. I mean, as far as well, I guess the first thing that I want to do away with is like I said, the black and the collars. I kind of don't want a uniform look. Maybe something you probably couldn't tell, but I'm half Druidic. And yeah, just like something that leans a little bit more into that style, more natural greens.
With that, he kind of goes over towards like this kind of like silkish. He's got these like variety of like these like deep, or like he's got a couple. He's got like one light, and he points to one darker green silk, and he kind of like touches it and points at it and says, something incorporating a material like this, perhaps?
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Well, I can make this into a. It could be a tire like mine, and he kind of like stretches out his arms so you could see the more customary like Hangul look. But he says, "But I assume that is not what you are going for. Perhaps I can make either some robes or a dress, or." And he starts like kind of like scratching his beard and thinking about what else he could do.
Well, I've never been like a dress kind of girl. Maybe, pants, something kind of like loose fitting and, I mean, you're not like, as you said, a tailor by trade, but, just something with like a little bit of adornment and, yeah, it doesn't have to be anything too specific. I think you get the gist of what I'm going for.
Yes. I think I have the skill to make what I hope you have in mind. Would you be willing to come back tomorrow to see what I have made?
Yeah, that would be great.
And were we interested in any enchantments?
Yeah, that would be awesome.
What, I will have you know, for any of the enchantments given my state of my inventory, I must ask for payment. Do you have a general price range?
Yeah. She's going to check her coin purse. You're right. I mean, anywhere around 1,000 gold. I don't know if that's over or undershooting, but I could do
Yeah.
anything.
Slowly nods and then says, I'll think of some options for you when you come back.
Okay, great. Thank you. I'll see you tomorrow then.
Yes,
Okay.
that you will.
Thank you, Myeon Bong. And she's going to bow because it feels right, but she's also looking up because she's not sure if she's doing the right thing.
As you do, he just bows back.
Okay, cool. Nice. All right, she's gonna leave.
Okay. All right. Is there anything you were doing before it is?
She's just gonna take the pastries back to the dormitory area, and she's just gonna if anyone's around or in their room or nearby, she's just gonna bring one to them. Be like, oh, I went to the Knucklebones Bakery and I got you something.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I feel like you'll see a lot of your comrades out and about. So easy enough to do. Okay. Anything else you'd wish to do before the evening approaches?
Nah. I might have missed it. Did anyone get healing potions?
So far, not yet.
Okay. Do I know where to go for that?
Your best bet.
Don't say Autoluke.
Probably Autoluke.
Okay. Okay. All right. I'm just in and out. Get the potions. Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna beeline to Autoluke's real quick.
Okay. Yeah. Again, another Guy Ritchie-esque style smash cut. He offers you a lot of the same drugs and alcohols. He tells you probably a lot of the same stories, and then we'll get down to brass tacks here. How much? He's got regular potions of healing, greater potions of healing, and they go up from there.
How much for those two?
Regular are going to be, he'll sell them for 100 a pop. Greater, he is going to sell for 200 a pop. So, regular potions of healing are 2d4 plus 4. Greater are 4d4 plus 4.
2d4 plus 4, and then a regular is 1d4 plus 4?
No, that is regular.
What's greater?
4d4 plus 4.
4d4, okay. I'm gonna do... Okay, let me think. 2d4... Okay, so 2 graders would be 400. And then 3 regulars would be 500 altogether. I'm gonna try to haggle with him. Will he do 2 graders and 3 regulars for 400?
Let me ask you this: how specifically are you haggling with Autoluke? Like, you don't have to do anything special. You could just straight up offer. But are you doing anything else to try to improve your success here?
I'm gonna kind of butter him up a little bit, and as I'm sure he's doing a lot of talking about his past lives, I'm just gonna be really starry-eyed and oh wow, that's actually incredible. You should write a book about that.
Okay. Go ahead and make a persuasion check. I'll give you advantage.
Not persuasive. I feel like I'm a bad liar. 14.
Okay. The DC for a success here was a 13. So you covered it.
Nice.
So he just kind of looks at you and says, "Look, you seem like a good kid. I recall a time in the very distant past where I was doing bar fights for drinking money. I look at you and remember those times quite well. So, I'll tell you what. How about we'll say 500 gold for 3 regulars, 2 graders, and because you brought it up, I'll throw in a copy of my memoirs. What say
So you already wrote the book.
Oh, yes.
Of course you did.
Book
Hmm.
is one way to put it. You could think of it more of a instruction manual on spell casting, sort of a coming of age story, as it starts in my early 200s, and with a fair bit of arcane smut, if you're into that sort of thing.
Wow. God, I mean, I would be happy if I just left here with the book alone. I'll say
Yeah.
though, won't do me much good to be dead. Then I I would miss out on the joy of life that is reading your memoirs. Uh, would you throw in an extra healing potion, just a normal healing potion for a fan?
His eyes narrow. Give me another persuasion check. This one's going to be straight up.
16.
He looks at you and says, "The fan, you say? Well, I suppose, how could I turn down someone whose life I've already influenced? I've never had children of my own, but I feel that I hear stories like yours every day, and in a way, I feel like all the successes of all the little adventurers out there like you, in a way, are sort of mine, too. Because where would you be if it hadn't been for me?" And with that, he looks at you and says, "For you, 2 extras." So he'll throw in 5 potions of healing, 2 graders, and a copy of his memoirs. Signed.
I was gonna ask, is it signed? Okay. Wow. God. I feel like the luckiest girl in the world right now. Really know how to make a girl feel special. Well, Luke, and she gives him one of these and kind of holds up the book
Yeah, yeah.
like that, and just backs out.
Looking forward to seeing the great things that you do, and so on and so forth.
Oops. Okay. So that was 5 regular healing potions and 2 graders, and the book signed.
Yep.
Okay.
So somebody can add that to the inventory.
I am adding it. I guess, should I add that to the general group? Yeah. How does that work? Like when we're like in combat, can we access the general group thing, or do we need to have it on our person to do that?
Jasmine, is there a thing?
Are you talking about actual logistically or like during like gameplay?
Like logistically, like is there
Oh, there's
who's
a
the steward of the inventory?
there's a party inventory on D&D Beyond.
Oh,
Oh,
are we not
that.
using the Excel? That's what I
Totally up to you guys. I
Okay.
prefer Excel sheet, but there was a vote to switch to D&D Beyond.
Yep, totally remember that. D&D Beyond.
You're spearhead of the campaign.
Party inventory. Oh,
Or
but
you're
okay.
muted, but I think you're talking smack.
Oh, your mic. No. Oh no.
We're talking about peer access that?
If you do the shared party inventory, you can do it like in real time. Are you talking about like
Oh, I
do you
think
guys,
she means if like Mazarin wants to grab a potion,
Yeah.
where is it?
you'd have to divvy them up.
Okay, I think well, since I bought them, I'm going to divvy them. And I will deliver, let's just say that I did this before I went back to the party and gave everyone their pastry. I'm also going to give each person um a regular healing potion, and I'm definitely going to give a greater to Chuck. And can Enoch heal himself? Probably not.
I can.
You can?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Then I'm gonna keep one greater for myself and give one to Chuck.
I'm the party healer, of course.
Of course. So I will let everyone document that how they want to. I'm going to put mine on the Excel.
Yes. Long live the Excel.
Okay. Mazarin, is there anything else you wish to do?
No.
Nor? Okay. All right. That leaves Enoch, who's been quiet for like 3 hours.
I haven't done anything either.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Luminora's got, got her day going in.
Quick and easy. I've been quiet, and so has Enoch. He has spent. He went, and I think there was a little bit of cross. Him and Luminora were at the training grounds together for a little bit. Whether they were training together or just side by side at the same place. He just went to warm up the bones a bit, and then has spent the rest of the day as Mazarin is walking away from Myeonbong's shop. The camera sort of pulls back a bit into the field of flowers, and sort of sitting cross-legged in the middle of the field is Enoch, and he's taken a few of the flowers and crushed them up into a pigment with his herbalism kit. Has a little stand out and a canvas, and is just painting this moment of peace in between the chaos that they came from and surely the chaos that they're about to throw themselves into.
Okay. I'd imagine that you're somewhat like visible to the rest of your group too.
Yeah, there's a male pattern baldness head poking out over the top of the flowers, I think. Also like a splotch of black among the color of this field.
Got it. Okay. Go ahead and give me a nature check with advantage. You're just trying to get some pigments here?
To roll a die. Yeah, he just takes some of the surrounding flour, mixes it with some of his spit and oils, I'm sure he has. Nature check. Nature. It is 18.
Okay, yeah. You can get a kaleidoscope of pigments. Yeah, everything you'd need.
Cool.
And I'll say, for the sake of any enchantment you wish to do, I'll say there's going to be like some materials that you pick up where I'll add on, we'll say 200 gold pieces of enchanting components.
Okay.
Okay. That leaves us with Luminora. So we were doing some sword forms.
Yeah, sword forms. I feel like yes, Enoch and Luminor would have done a little bit of training together. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like he stops by, and then like closer to the end of the evening, she's gonna get ready in her room, and then will kind of frantically find herself outside of Mazarin's room, and is like knocking on the door, like kind of a little hurriedly.
Mazarin opens.
Okay, can I come in for a moment?
Sure. Yeah.
I am going to grab drinks with a friend, and I realize that I don't really know what one wears to something like this. All I really have are uniforms.
Well, kind of like same. And kind of like funny. I actually went to Myeonbong today because I was trying to get some new clothing. If I knew you also wanted some clothes, then well, I wish I would have taken you with me. She looks at her own clothing and she's like,
We're like matching in different ways. Yeah,
yeah.
I feel like, to be fair, yeah, I could have asked someone else, but also don't really trust any one of the
Yeah.
guys.
I have an idea, and she's going to go kind of into her like pack of items in the corner of her room, and she'll pull out a robe, and she'll pull out specifically her cloak of many fashions,
Oh.
and she'll hand it over to Luminora. You can design your own outfit if you will. I mean, it's just a cloak, but it'll add a little bit of flair.
This is too much freedom. I don't know still what to do with this.
Well, why don't you just try on a couple different looks, and I can tell you, if it looks good, or what we can
Okay.
change. This will be fun.
Okay.
It's fun. And she's gonna
We're
like
fine.
sit down on the bed and just
Okay. She puts on the cloak, and then magically, like the first thing that apparates is like her uniform, but tiny bit different. It's just like a black turtleneck and black pants and black boots, like almost the exact same thing.
Clay version of her uniform without like some of the like lapels and stuff like that.
that looks so good on you. I'm thinking, if you're going out for like a kind of date, maybe something to kind of something a little, you want to loosen up a little bit and look a little less official, I would assume.
Less
Right,
official.
right?
Yes.
So,
yes.
like, how about we
Less-
add, and I know this is, funny coming from me, but a little bit of color? Just a little bit. We don't have to go
Okay.
overboard.
Yeah.
Do you like any colors?
Like, I really enjoy a dark navy blue. A mauve, a dark mauve is nice.
Okay.
Not really a fan of gray, if I'm
No?
honest.
Yeah. I know it washes me out. I think mauve is good. It's kind of
Mauve?
like, yeah, it's like
Almost
kind of inviting. It's, it's
a little
different.
warm, different.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
so why don't we do a little bit of mauve and like a very subtle, don't cringe when I say this, a very subtle pattern.
Ooh,
But,
okay.
nothing crazy, nothing too busy.
Mm-hmm.
and maybe just like around the edges to sort of like embroider it, you know, something like this. And she changes the cloak of many fashions to that. Something subtle, nothing too crazy. And it's going to have like a kind of like a deep, rich mauve color that's like a bit warm.
How do we? Okay, this might sound absolutely insane. How do we feel about a skirt?
I love the idea. I mean, I don't think I've ever seen you in a skirt. I don't think I've ever seen you in a skirt.
I don't think I've ever worn it.
Well, there's only
Maybe I've
only
worn
one
a
of them.
formal dress, but those are essentially just as restrictive as pants.
Yeah. Let's do a skirt. Let's just
Let's
see.
try it. Let's
Well,
see.
before we do the skirt though, maybe you could like disarm yourself, you know, just for the date.
That's a very good point.
Yeah.
Swords aren't really date.
No. I mean, if you want to keep like
accessories.
a dagger on you, that seems reasonable.
Like strapped to the thigh.
Yeah.
See it there. Perfect. Okay.
Yeah.
She puts her sword in her bag of many things. Or is that what that's called? I forgot. What is that thing called?
Got a bag
Bag
of
of
many
holding.
things.
Thank you.
the bag of things.
The bag of things. Yeah, she puts her sword in the bag of holding. And then yeah, they try a little.
Try the skirt.
Okay, so you will this into the cloak of many fashions, which I do not remember you getting, and you have a deep mauve colored skirt with some kind of matching top. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep, it is apparated. Very like feminine appearing, less like, you know, imposing, we'll say.
I should probably like maybe wear my hair down. Is that too much? That's too much.
No, I mean,
That's what if
if you're afraid to
Hear me
commit, you could do like half up, half down. You know what I mean?
there's like a sword fight during and then hair gets in
I
my
don't think that's
face?
gonna happen. I mean, look where we are. There's, you know, I mean, if anything happens, you know, just you can call me and I'll bring your sword. Well, you have your sword on you.
I have my sword. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Luminora Catharis can handle a duel with her hair down. You'll be fine.
Okay. You are amazing. Okay, yeah. We're gonna wear the hair half up, half down. That's totally reasonable date attire. This is
Date?
so normal. It was the word date might have been mentioned.
I mean, I had a feeling, but that's so fun. Well, have fun on your date,
Don't
and
tell.
I won't tell anyone,
Thank you.
but let me know how it goes.
Thanks for your urgent help. Also for the pastry.
You're welcome.
Okay. She like awkwardly.
Okay. So you are all geared up for your date. I see you're just joining us. I'll give you a quick recap here. The group has entered the sanctuary of the Shattered Covenant. You've met a lot of the notable like NPCs and operatives, and the group is getting some downtime.
And everybody got a potion
And a pastry.
and a pastry.
Will be. And
Okay.
now my camera's acting up. Oh well. Okay.
Very good. Okay. Does anybody want to cut in and do anything before we cut to Luminora's at the table date with Marion?
Enoch just walks by from the flower field, looks at her, and like does a double take. Good. You look good. You look relaxed. Not really.
Thank you, Enoch.
Have a good
I am
date.
very relaxed. Can't you tell? I'm not going. I'm just getting some. Have a good rest of your evening.
Tell Marion I said hi. And he goes into his room.
Okay. So with that, after a brief while, Luminor, where are you? Where are you? Are you
Like
in your-
right around 8 o'clock, very punctually, she will creep into like the courtyard area of this living work situation.
Okay. So Marion is going to find you. You see that she is also, or she is somewhat uncomfortable appearing herself, in the sense that she's not wearing her typical like business attire. She's wearing kind of like a long, like elven style, like still like pearl and golden dress. And you see, as she heads towards you, she's got like a satchel around her back that's got like a variety of like what look like bottles with her, that as she just approaches you and says, "Hey, are you ready?"
Yes, I am.
Okay,
You look great.
Yeah, you. I was gonna say you look great. Perfect. Here, I have a list of 10 things that we can do.
Oh.
We don't have to do all of them, but I have an itinerary, and she like gives you a copy. And you see it's like all handwritten, like very like beautiful calligraphy. She says, first, there are the floating stones that can be beautiful. Oh, I need you to drink this flying potion as well. So,
Okay.
yeah, pop. And she taps it with yours and just goes, "Okay, right?" And then just, yep, down it. Okay. So you now are under the effect of the fly spell.
Yep.
And then she just goes, "Okay," and yeah. Well, I was thinking we could go check out the. It's called the Driftway, but basically, when the wizards created this area, there was a lot of like a demolition of like a mountain peak, and then a lot of the debris of that is just kind of suspended timelessly in air, and it's a really beautiful place to sort of explore and see the sunset. Kind of like a hike, but we're not going to have to get like sweaty or exert ourselves because we'll be flying. If you don't do that, that's okay. We can skip it. Straight towards the Listening Falls. It's an illusory waterfall. Why don't we just start at the drift?
Yeah, we
If
could
any-
just, you don't have to explain it. We can just start on the itinerary. That's totally fine.
Okay. And then if at any point you don't like something, I have this teleportation scroll, and we can just zip back like that.
Yeah.
So just let me know. I don't want you to feel, like we're out. Okay, so just and she holds out her hand to grab you.
But I feel way more comfortable with how uncomfortable she feels. So Luminor is already loosening up. She's like, okay, thank God this is.
Yeah,
So
you
yeah.
can tell that she is like, oh God, like there's so much stuff we have to get done. And like it's a very as potentially a type A person, this is a type AAA person. So it's I imagine you feel
Yeah.
more. So she takes you alongside like these beautiful like floating stones. There's like these areas where it's kind of similar to like the the battlefield that you were just on, where there's kind of these suspended rocks with like moss laden everywhere. And with that, you kind of like fly around basically like this like mid like sunset asteroid field that's off towards like one side of like the demiplane that you're on. Then she kind of brings you beneath this kind of like illusory waterfall where there's like this it looks like somehow she or someone has created like this cave that burrows into the like floating island that is the sanctuary that's like just hidden beneath this like illusory waterfall. Whereas you like go through the waterfall, like it almost feels like you're getting wet, but it just kind of like flecks off and it's just like this like silver sparkly illusory stuff that doesn't cling to you. And it looks like she's got like a whole setup there for you where there's like candles. There is what looks to be this like I'd say like mid 30s like tiefling female who's dressed as like a waiter that is like bringing out like food. And you guys have like dinner served to you as like this waiter is going back and forth from like this cavern that's deeper within a cave.
They're like walking further into a cave to bring out food.
Yeah. And you hear like dishes and pots and pans and stuff like that. And she's just like looking at you. You can tell there's like this look of like, please, like, she's like, I'm now realizing that this could be seen as creepy that I went to like this effort to do this. So I hope that you don't notice or read too much into it.
So, how long did this
The
take
cave
to
was
plan?
here for the most part.
For the most part.
Yeah. And then just the things floating. So I figured a little bit of moving earth would be fine. Although now that I think about it, I probably should have checked in with
The
some
engineering department.
Yeah. But Autoluke seems to play things pretty fast and loose and it works out for him. So I figured it'd be fine. And then, I just paid some of the kitchen staff overtime for a bit and had some things special ordered and delivered.
And
So-
is this what you do on all of your first dates, or?
She kind of nervously laughs and just goes, yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
That was a joke.
Yeah. I
No. No. Yeah, this is the highlight. So expectations from here on out should get much lower because I blew the date budget on this part. So enjoy it while you can.
Perfect. Love it. Okay, well, this is really nice. Much more than I was expecting. I thought we were just going to go get drinks at... I mean, I don't even know what. You could have just taken me to a hut on the corner and that would have been fine too, but this is well past my expectations.
Yeah, as you say that, you hear some voices from above that just goes, "Yeah, we're good. Lower it down. Yeah, keep going. About 3 meters to the left. No, there, stop." And you see, as you stare out of the cave, the waterfall that you're staring at just like splits, and it's almost like a curtain opening up so that you can see. It's a really odd thing where you're seeing like the sunrise, but there's no like, there's nothing, or it's like a sunset, but there's nowhere for it to set. It's just getting lower to the point where there's a sun that's like beneath you. So it's the curtain of the waterfall has now been split to where the there's just like this kind of beautiful natural light that is shooting up from above, and now you get this kind of beautiful like skyscape view from within the cave. And you watch as Marion just kind of like is nervously tapping, and then she like just kind of makes a subtle like motion where she kind of like touches her temple, and you notice like that racket of whatever those people are doing just like vanishes. And there's just like silence coming from that area.
So, tell me about yourself. It's our first date. She quotes, air quotes. And
She, you watch as she like holds her hand up, and the waiter comes over with like this like beautiful wine, like presents it, like uncorks it, and begins pouring it. And you watch as Marion, like they go to like lift it up, and Marion just like tips the back of the bottle to just get this like monster pour. And the waiter's like, okay, yeah, okay. And and then pours you some. And then she's giving you a look now, like, okay, do I need to do a monster pour here too, or can I give you like a normal? She's like, yeah, just kind of give me a nod as to like when I stop.
she nods at like a relatively normal amount.
Yeah. And then like there's like a subtle nod, and the waiter just like fucks off. She goes, okay, tell me about myself. Well, I was adopted into a well-respected house of a someone that worked in government. I have had a sort of a innate talent for magic that I have sort of been getting more familiar with through the years. It's not something I ever get really a chance to use, but something that's just always been there in the background from a young age, because I came from a place that was sort of like invaded by like the Sixth House, and like a lot of people in that village were killed, including my parents. Kind of developed like a dislike for a lot of the Empire, while also being raised by someone pretty high up, or not that high up, like moderately high, normal amount of high up within the Empire, and sort of, you know, getting a little conflicted with like, you know, trying to this is like what you wanted to know, right?
Yeah,
Or
I mean,
much-
so you've mentioned your family very peripherally, so I mean,
Yeah.
you know all about my family, so
True. Yep. So just that basically, and then so naturally kind of led me here. I was good friends with Issa for a long time, and was actually kind of instrumental in getting her out of her remediation program when she was, you know, and then she started this whole thing, and I don't know, call it like a rebellious phase, but I got a little involved, and then a little more involved, and then very involved, and then that led us to, you know, me and you meeting, which has been great, but not all parts of it have been great. And that's pretty much it. And she's taking like a large like sip of her like huge wine glass.
so
So-
your adopted parents don't know about this whole thing that
Oh, no,
you
definitely. And just parent. I just basically had a my father.
I see. Okay.
He kind of like took me from the place where my parents died, and then like, you know, kind of like raised me to do this thing. So I'm kind of using that against him, or against the system, because I still have a position within, you know, the government.
Yes, you work for the Spy Master also. So you're like a double agent.
What do you mean? Like, I just meant the larger. Sorry, I just meant the larger empire.
Mhm.
You see her get like a little uncomfortable at you mentioning the spy master.
No, I just meant. I don't know. It was just.
No, yeah, like the sixth house. Yeah.
Okay, I see. Wow,
So
that is. So,
yeah. Tell me about yourself.
yeah, what don't you already know? You read all the files and been to my house and met my family.
Well, I know you have a brother.
Yeah, I have a twin brother actually. He was my best friend, and he went off to training to be my sworn blade, which is a common thing in Conscriptus. I don't know if you know about that system.
I read about
But now he'll be Celeste's sworn blade because I'm not technically in the line of succession anymore. So
it.
that-
You that you were?
yes, yeah. I mean, it's kind of what I have been trained to do from forever.
I mean,
And
yeah. It seems like we were both trained to do something that we ended up not doing, right?
yes, but I mean, I was happy to do it. I didn't mind. I'd much rather do it than my sister have to do it.
Even if that means you fighting the Empire's wars after everything you've seen, do you think you can go back?
I think that I could go back if I found a way for Conscriptus to be a free state.
She kind of like puts her hand on yours and like squeezes it and says like, I think we'll get there.
That's, I mean, outside of not turning you into the Empire, that's kind of a large reason why I'm here.
She kind of like nods and takes another big gulp of wine.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, we'll get there. But in the meantime, it's really nice to just enjoy a day without thinking about all the fucked up things that we have to worry about in modern day life.
Of course, yes. Did you get a chance to enjoy today, or were you busy terraforming and...
I barely terraformed. Like I said, most of this was still here. Or just most of it was here. And I don't have to clean up too much of it, I think.
Okay. Well,
and the other
I'll help.
7 parts of our, or 8 parts of our date, which I'm realizing we probably do not have time for, did not take me much time to think at all.
Are there any highlights that we should hit? Because I'd hate for your efforts to go to waste.
You know, what I'm thinking is we'll hit what we can, and then anything that we miss, you'll just owe me.
Okay, that's fair, but
We'll have to do it on another day.
okay, that's perfect.
Okay. So with that, she has barely touched like any of her food. And there is a point where like this young halfling bard comes out with like this small like cake with like a candle on it, and he begins singing like this a cappella like jaunt in halfling. And as he
Wait,
comes
you
up,
said there's a candle on it?
there's what?
Did you say there's a candle on it?
Candle, yeah.
Is it your birthday?
No, this is not playing out the same way I thought it would in my head. As like you hear the a cappella like in the hallway as he comes out. And
Also, other logistical question:
yeah,
how are all of these people getting into the cave? Because they're not flying through the entrance.
are you asking me that?
Yes, yeah.
I flew them in like an hour and a half ago, 2 hours ago, 3 hours ago,
Okay, yeah. Mhm.
closer to 3:45. Just because they had to prepare, they had to prep because they didn't want the. And she's just like kind of
Food wanted
rubbing
to be
people's
warm.
as he like
It's
it kind of continues with a song, and then like a harmony kicks up as like a now like a trio of these halflings come out and just like sing the song, and then one of them like pulls out like a rose and just says, "From the lady, I hope you appreciate your meal, Luminora Catharis," and he just like gives a bow.
I take the rose, and just a couple of tiny little giggles escape.
Yeah, Marion's just like beet red, and she's just like, "All right, thanks, Alfonso. That was great." And he just says, "Of course, anything for the ladies. This one is so great." And then she just goes like, "Really, Alfonso, that's enough." And he's like, "She like a daughter to me. She's so sweet and nice. When she told me she wanted to do this, I say, I'm so happy you found a love. Finally." And she just goes, "Alfonso, really? I'm begging you to stop. Can you please leave?"
Oh, please, Alfonso, say more, say more.
Be embarrassed of her old friend Alfonso. He's like an uncle. I'm like her halfling uncle. Everyone should have a halfling uncle. And now, if you like, you with this one, you have a halfling uncle too. Hey? Okay, that's enough. I go now. I hope you enjoy the meal and the dessert. Please. And then he leaves.
Your halfling uncle's very nice.
Yeah. You see her just like kind of eyeing the exit and just being like, I could teleport out of here at any point. Okay, so great. You finish your dessert, and she just kind of seems embarrassed.
No, really, really, this is amazing. I
Okay.
know yeah, you
Yeah, because this is not at all hitting the way that I thought it would, so that's okay. But that's okay. I think we can salvage it. So, and she takes your hand, and she begins flying you over an area that she calls the Sky Garden. So there's like an island above the island that you're on that's got these beautiful, like luminescent flowers that only seem to like be visible at night, because as the sun is beneath you, on the edges you see that it's still kind of like bright, and there's kind of these flowers that are not blooming, but as you get towards the center, there's these variety of like these flowers that shoot off this like bluish silver light. And she begins kind of like taking you over this luminescent flower field, and then you watch as she casts like a dancing light spell, and then just begins like having these dancing lights kind of like create figure eights in different patterns over this bloom. And as it does, you watch as these flowers are like closing as the light gets close, and then reopening as the light leaves, creating this weird, almost like looking like you're like kind of dragging your finger through this like luminescent garden, kind of like playing with shapes and like creating it. And she just says, I don't know who made this, but this has kind of been my secret spot that I found last time I was here. So I just thought it was neat. We don't have to stay here long, but
this is
if you like,
genuinely one of the, maybe the most beautiful thing I've ever seen.
okay, I thought so too. So I got a little place for us to sit, and there's like this pre-arranged like picnic blanket, like this little like basket of like refreshments. There's another bottle of wine, and she's already got like the satchel of like her backup wine, and she's like, "Sorry, I drank a lot," and I just felt like there was drinking, and I had honestly forgot I put that there. So I don't need this. I'll just set this down. She
I
drops
mean,
it.
you can have as much wine as you want. I'm going to have a big glass of wine too.
and